So Wacky World is a show that I made in my free time that somehow started a small fandom. So this is Perinkle, the polymorphic main character that is an 8-year-old that ate somebody. And this is Sun, the 10-year-old panophobic and paranoid secondary protagonist that's also an antagonist in some sense. This is Pom Pom, Sun's best friend that is a 9-year-old and 4 feet tall that's also deathly afraid of balloons and cuss words and also died. This is Cloud and Jay. They're both 13. Cloud is a deranged psychopath that fights people just for fun and ate somebody once. Everybody's terrified of her. She's in love with Jay, and Jay is a blue jay that hates everybody. That's in love with Cloud for some reason. This is Robin, Jay's 7-year-old little sister. She's a pyromaniac that loves to burn stuff and is never allowed within 500 feet of a lighter ever again. Here are some speed paints and speed edits while I explain the lore of the whole thing. So Perinkle has been 8 years old her entire life. That's because she doesn't really exist, I guess, so her aging process is kind of weird. So one day she met Jay, Pom Pom, Cloud, and Sun, and they all became friends, but Sun was particularly suspicious of her because Perinkle never changed as it grew up, which would make sense. At this time, Cloud had a girlfriend named Tangerine. Cloud and Tangerine both 10 at the time, and they dated up until they were 13. Now, listen, Tangerine was an awful person. She was abusive, she would constantly use Cloud, and she didn't even love her, but Cloud didn't want to hurt her feelings by breaking up with her, so she stayed. One day, though, she just couldn't do it anymore, and she broke up with her. But then Tangerine beat her up in front of the entire playground, which is pretty stupid in general. But anyways, Cloud passed out, and everybody thought that Tangerine killed her. Even Tangerine thought she was dead. The thing about that universe, well, not that universe, but like in Wacky World, the thing in Wacky World, if you kill someone, you automatically get executed, and Perinkle is the discipline officer, so she does all the executing. I got asked about like a court thing, I'll get into that later though. Anyways, Perinkle chased down Tangerine, she ate her while Sun watched the entire thing. But Sun now has evidence that Perinkle killed someone, and the reason why is because, like I said, if you kill someone, you get executed. Everybody thought that Cloud was dead, that Tangerine murdered her. So Perinkle chased after Tangerine. And technically, Perinkle killed Tangerine for no reason, because, Cloud didn't actually die. Why did people not know that Cloud wasn't dead? Well, Jay did. Jay knew that Cloud wasn't actually dead, so for some reason, he stuffed her body into his hideout until the whole thing blew over. But you might be wondering, if you get executed for committing a murder, and if everybody knows that, why didn't they pinpoint it back to Perinkle? Well, it's because Perinkle staged it as something else. And when Cloud finally woke up, she decided she was going to grab Tangerine's body and chop her up, and then eat her, and then try to feed it to Jay. Obviously, Jay didn't eat it, but Cloud ate it. I don't know. Obviously, Sun reported Perinkle, but Sun has his own criminal record that Perinkle reported him for, so eventually they were both caught. Anyway, so then this is the part where I tell you about this room called Bobo's room. You aren't allowed to go in there. So, of course, Sun threw Perinkle in there to save himself. Bobo freaked out and then threw Perinkle out of the room. And this is when I talk about deletion. If you get deleted in Wacky World, it is the most painful experience you will ever go through in your life. Basically, it's a 10-hour experience of your entire body stinging, getting infected with some deletion disease. It's basically when your body turns hot pink. And you have 10 hours to either escape the playground, or you have 10 hours to die. Perinkle didn't even make it 5 minutes in because Bobo chased after her and stabbed her. So then Bobo went after Sun, and Sun did actually manage to find a way out, and then he realizes everything is just an infinite loop, and he's stuck there until he actually dies. So how did Pom Pom die? Well, everybody is a real person except for Perinkle, because, obviously polymorphs don't exist in the real world. But Pom Pom is a real person, so what happened? Well, Pom Pom died both in Wacky World and in the real world. She got deleted in Wacky World, but she can't go back to the real world since she's dead there. So She's actually stuck there. Okay, so the story itself is basically a bunch of depressed kids who hate their lives and want to leave. Something like the Amazing Digital Circus, which I did throw in some references from it. This is my second analysis video, so I hope you enjoyed. I want to make more of these in the future, and if you have any questions about Wacky World, then you can let me know, and bye.